Good morning to everyone. Hope you are able to listen my voice and able to see my screen. Okay. So in the last session, we have discussed working with Ansible concept, its setup and ad hoc commands. Today, we are going to discuss about playbooks, how to write playbooks. We will see one by one here. Okay. Observe. We have seen YAML file rules. So major rules I'm showing here. Data must present in key colon space value. We have to write a key, then colon, give a space, single space we need to provide and value. If a key contains actually childs, okay, that it's actually something like it's a parent key. If it is having a child key, you need to give at least one space, I recommend tab space. Okay, tab space. Okay, how many space let it give? No issue. Okay, so then I am writing a child key colon, then we need to give space value. If a parent contains a child, either single child or multiple childs here, so we need to give at least one space. Recommended is tab space. Okay, so here provide tab space, at least one space per child key compared to parent key indentation. If parent is starting at specific position, you give here. Okay, so must provide one space before value. Okay, if it's a parent key and child key, you have to give at least one space here. Third, okay, so if you are using a collection, list or array, whatever you call, people will be giving some different names. It's actually array. To be clear, to mention here, it's actually array, group of elements for a single key. Okay, if one key contains a collection, or you call a list, or you call array, so it's actually technically it is array. Programmatic people even calls collection and list. So how to represent? Use symbol, okay, space dash or hyphen, whatever you call here. Okay, so it's actually contains a key colon, a space dash value 1. Okay, so here a space and a dash value 2. Okay, if you don't give space also fine in the starting position, but in between dash and value there should be a space. There should be a space in between dash and value here. Sorry, space and dash and value. Here we need to give space. Starting space is optional. Okay, it's actually optional. So whether you give a space between here, it's optional. But after dash, it's recommended to give a space. Starting one also space, optional this one. Okay, so here it's a dash value 3. Like this, we have to represent. These 3 points you have to remember. And you want to repeat any specific content one more time. Want to repeat from parent key, or you want to separate anything, use 3 dashes. Okay, use 3 dash symbols here. Or generally, it is recommended to mention it starting in case of Ansible play. Okay, I'll show how it is actually useful to us. Okay, these are the rules you have to remember while writing YAML files. Key space value, parent key maintains some spaces for child key. Key, this actually contains a dash or a hyphen. then space values. Okay, you want to repeat complete play or complete YAML file one more time, use 3 dash symbols. Okay, now let us start working of Ansible playbooks. Okay, the file extension can be .yml or YAML. Okay, yesterday we have stopped 3 instances. I'm just starting again. One, I created master. Two, I create managed nodes. I'm just connecting those instances. Using the private key. Under bookmark setting, I'm just giving a session name so that you will see same session name on tab also. Here you can see clearly. Node 1. Node 2. Connecting all the instances here. You can just connect master and you can just keep them running. No need to connect, but I want to show you output. If I execute that, that output will be affected, reflected in node machines only. To see, so that output is actually affected or not, we need to connect, otherwise not required. Okay, so this orange color tab is actually master. These two are actually childs. Okay, so yesterday we have written something like Ansible all -m ping master only we installed. Sorry, this is, we have to switch to another user. Just to test, are they, we are able to connect or not. Okay, yesterday one student posted, sir, I have done something SSH connection, SSH copy ID. Okay, so Ansible at the rate, even I gave some public key, it's not working. So in that case, what you do, choose node to private IP. Sometimes we may face issue with a public IP. Okay, take private IP, paste here, private IP, private IP. Okay, SSH copy ID, you give the private IP, press enter. Okay, so there is actually, there is some issue. Generally, it has to work for public IP also, but you try with a private IP, that is better. Okay, so here SSH copy ID Ansible at the rate, it's a private IP of node. You try this. Okay, then general SSH, you can, it is actually going to show. Then by using that, you can connect and type SSH, then it is actually going to show similar one. Okay, just type yes. Okay, try this solution. Still, if you are not facing, let me know. What is the problem even? Okay. So let's continue today. So just always try to execute that ping is working or not. A simple command, just a ping is working or not. If you are able to see success, that means it is able to connect with node machines. Okay, if the connection is failed, then we can't do any other things here. Just it's for testing all. Okay. Now, for writing YAML files, okay. So for writing YAML files here, I'm just taking Visual Studio Code help so that if you do any mistakes also it will show clearly. If you directly type in VA editor or Nano editor, you may not identify the mistakes. I created a folder, it's a playbooks. Okay. So under this playbook, okay, I'm writing here basic.yml. I'm just writing like here. The first starting one, how it looks. Okay. So I'll show the documentation also. Okay. So what is playbook? A playbook is actually a single YAML file. It's a one YAML file. You have to save with .yml. Okay. It contains one or more plays in the list. Okay. One or more plays in the list. What is the meaning of play and playbook here? Okay. Play means actually a task what you want to do at remote machine or host machines or managed nodes, whatever you call here. So that means I want to write some content here that will be executed at node 1 and node 2. That is one task. Generally, you write one task that actually we used to call as one play, one work. What is that one work? Create a file. It's a one play. Okay. Add data. It's a one play. Ping machines. It's a one play. Delete the file. It's a one play. Okay. Start service. It's a one play. Okay. So install some software. It's a one play. So the collection of plays, you write in the order that is called a playbook. In simple, one task is one play, set of tasks nothing but a playbook. The set of tasks nothing but actually playbook here. Okay. So play indicates a single work, a task here. A playbook is nothing but actually collection of tasks. Okay. In one YAML file. In one YAML file here. So here I'm writing. So set of tasks are executed, okay, against host server from your inventory file here. Inventory, nothing but host inventory. What are the locations we have? Hope you remember the architecture. Okay. Host inventory or host file. Ansible CFG configuration file and playbooks. Okay. This DevOps engineers has to write playbooks only every time. Okay. Playbooks only every time. It's a one-time setup host. Of course, if you add any machine, you can add a node and you can work. And configuration file also just like a set of files. These are generally one time. Every time we write a playbook. Okay. If you write a playbook, so that playbook internally we are going to define the task. These are all the tasks can be done or written by using modules. Okay, EM module, service module, file module, copy module, module, block line modules. Here we have modules. So this one is actually executed by using Ansible playbook command under managed nodes or your host nodes, remote nodes, whatever you call here. Okay, these machines here they actually executed. So hope you have installed this extension. You can click on this and you install this YML extension. Okay, you can see the simple architecture I gave. The master node where exactly Ansible software exists, or a control node. Okay, it's a Linux machine, contains all the modules. We created a host inventory file. It's the details of all these managed nodes, and a YAML file. We are writing a playbook today that is getting executed in the target machines. Okay, so playbook, a place defines actually set of active tasks here, run our managed nodes here. Okay, so here, so task is an action to be performed or managed here. Okay, playbook that actually contains set of plays. A one task or group of tasks. Okay, let me show how to write a task. Okay, how to write a playbook completely. I'll show step by step here how it is going to be. Okay, so what we can write in the playbook, I'm just showing some examples here. Okay, so let me show a simple playbook here for understanding. First, always write 3 dashes. Okay, that indicates playbook initiation or starting. Generally 3 dashes meaning we have different one if you want to repeat the same thing. Okay, but first write 3 dashes, ends with 3 dots. But nowadays people don't follow 3 dots concept. But old place, if you see 3 dots will be there, that's ending, starting and ending. Okay, right click, format document with YML. The 3 dots is gone. The new YML rule says no need of writing 3 dots. But old YML you see 3 dots. Okay, so right click, format document with YML. If I choose, it's removing that. Okay, starts with 3 dashes. Then we have to mention first of all, okay, where you want to execute and what you want to execute. We can write a symbol hash wherever you write, that indicates actually comment line. You can write whatever you want. Okay, it's a comment line. Symbol hash, okay, indicates it's a comment. So I'm just writing playbook basics. I'm just writing like this. Okay, next you have to indicate host where you want to execute. Observe. So just I write host is equals to all like this. Okay, host. Okay, so host, you can write all is a one. Okay, or as a group name, we can write web servers. Of course, you can represent IP address here and ungrouped also. Okay, DB servers, like that we write host. Okay, you can give a name. You can give a name. Okay, why you are writing playbook? Okay, this is my sample playbook. Like this, you can write. Okay, you can give a name. Okay, you can write these two in any order. Okay, first you can write name, next you can write host. Like this also you can write. It's a dummy content like this I'm showing. Okay, all indicates. So go and search in the inventory file, what are all IP address are there, you take it and execute. Okay, or else you can specify a group category. Next, we'll be writing sometimes become true. Become true means it's actually, so add sudo for play or for task for commands. Okay, if you don't add become true, the word sudo is actually not added. Generally, sometimes starting of services, we write sudo system ctl. Okay, enable some Jenkins, we write like this. Okay, so if you don't write sudo, okay, it says okay, only root user or a person who is having root user privileges, they can only start. Okay, that's why we add sudo. Okay, acting like a super user or a root user. Okay, sudo indicates act like a super user here. Super user or root user. Okay, sudo. So if you want sudo permissions, then we have tried to become true. Become true here. Okay, observe. Next one. Okay, so here gather facts is a one more. You can write some true or false. Okay, if even you don't write this, it will be actually true. If you don't write this line also, it will be there. What is gather facts? Gather facts like something at the time of executing the command, it will go and get the details of these nodes. Okay, is that actively running? Okay, if yes, okay, what is that operating system? Okay, what are the informations it is actually having? It facts is actually going to get here. Okay, gather facts. Okay, if you write yes, no need to write. Actually, if you want to write yes, no need to write. Okay, you can write yes or true. Both are same. Okay, you can write no or false. Anything is okay. Okay, no or false means disable. Yes or true means enable. Okay, gathering facts, generally people will keep false to execute a playbook faster. Okay, every time getting the playbook nodes information has no use. Just checking this information, no use. One time you get it sufficient. So generally people will keep gather facts as a no to execute faster. I gave word also here. So what is actually gather fact here? That is actually collects information about the target host. It actually collects information about the target host. Okay, so what is the information here? Okay, so there's actually host name, IP address, operating system, how much memory is available, complete its information. Generally, there is actually a file that is actually etc OS release this content. Such kind of content it will internally gather. Okay, what is the name of the OS? Okay, what is the version, like this, and even something like df-h. Okay, some memories related information. Okay, so here disk usage information, complete these details, generally gather facts will get. Okay, so most of the people will disable this gather facts. By default it is enabled. Okay, you can set it to no or you can set it to false. Okay, you can set to no or false. Generally people will do to improve the performance. Okay, if you want to disable yes. Okay, generally to improve the playbook performance fast. If we execute 10 steps, it may take 10 seconds. If we execute 9 steps, it will take 9 seconds. One step you are disabling. Okay, you can lots of peoples will disable in real time. So by looking that, don't get confused why they wrote no. Okay, they don't want to get every time these facts again and again. Generally one time they ping, it will get here. The ping command also getting the facts. Okay, ansible facts. Did you see? Okay, it's actually got some details. Of course, it's showing some details what exactly it found here. So here Linux host, some details it is getting here. Okay, gather facts. Generally you see mostly this word become true, gather facts. Mostly you see these two. So whenever you want sudo, add this. Okay, mostly you write false or no to skip facts collection, generally to make it fast. Okay, this one. Okay, this is a first level details we have to mention. You can write in any order. First, you can write become true also. Name, host, become, gather facts. Argue any group details. Your description. Okay, this is the first stage. You can see. Next, continuation to this, what we are going to write? We are going to write a collection of tasks. Task 1, task 2, and task 3. Okay, a task contains space, name, and some details. Task contains name and some details. Okay, so here I want to write multiple tasks. The first task is to create a file. Second task is to install a software. Third task is to start a service, something I'll write in this order. Okay, so we are going to write everything is a task. Okay, so like these are actually called plays. It's a play. Of course, you can call plays. Okay, so here this play, okay, you are playing something in the node. That means these are actually going to be played in the node. That means executed in the node. You'll get some result. Okay, so here this task is actually array. It's actually array. Okay, so here it's an array of tasks. In simple, it's actually array of tasks. So how to write? You remember dash. You have to remember, see, you remember dash, right? So in the document also I gave. So you have to write dash. Okay, dash. Okay, so there is a task contains all these names here. Okay, so dash, you have to represent a name and some details. Okay, so dash, some name and some details. Dash, a name and some details about the task. Okay, all are actually subtype of tasks or place, whatever you call here. Okay, you have multiple tasks. It's a task of array. Okay, there is a parent. Look at this, a parent. Okay, the child is actually array. Array, you have to write hyphen and give one space, then values, key values representation you have to write. Okay, so this is going to be the first index of an array, second index of an array, third index of an array. Okay, so from here below onwards, we are going to write tasks. Okay, so I'm writing a single space or dash, tab space, dash, name. Okay, so here create a file. I'll write what to do for that. Okay, some gap here. I'll write how to create a file. I'll write it. Okay, I'm just showing overview. Name. Okay, install a software. Name your wish. You can write anything. Name. Okay, here start service. Okay, just I'm writing name. Append some data. Okay, so name. Change file permissions. Okay, so name. Modify user and groups details. Like here, so on. So on. Here we have to write the actual thing. This is a template structure. The red color boxes indicates our actual task we are going to write. Remaining all is actually, it looks like common structure or a common template. Okay, you will see generally name every time or name they may ignore. Okay, host, become, gather facts, task. Definitely we'll see host case. Okay, become, they may write, they may ignore this. Gather facts, if they ignore default value is yes or true. Task will be there. Okay, this is a overview. Okay, let's start one by one from the basics, and I'll give some references also for understanding and learning in the future. Hope you remember the structure. 3 dashes, a single dash, that is actually name, host, become, gather, and task. Gather facts. Okay, you can ignore this gather facts instead of writing also. So then you represent some names. Okay, so let us start one by one how it's going to be. This is a basic structure. Okay, I'm not writing anything in this. It's not a complete playbook. It's only structure. Okay, let us start. Okay, so there is actually ping.yml, the first one I'm writing. Ping.yml. Let me show how it looks. Okay, I'm writing a name, host, no become true, nothing I'm mentioning, no gather facts I'm writing. Gather facts, let it be true. Okay, no, I just want to execute normal ping command. Okay, name, and just write ping colon, that's it. No attributes I'm even passing for ping. Okay, a simple one here. Okay, let me start here. This is for ping managed nodes. Okay, a good engineer always writes comments. Remember, comments are always a good process. You need to mention here 3 dashes, a single dash. Okay, name. This is ping playbook. I'm writing here. Host everywhere, all. Okay, so I'm just writing tasks. The task actually name. Okay, ping module usage. Okay, exactly below to name, it's a ping. Look at the indentation, exact below to name. Okay, so here if you do any mistakes also, what you can do, right click, format document and YML, it will adjust. Let me show. Right click, format document and YML. See, adding so many lines, YML. See. Okay, that's actually a good approach. That's why we need to add this extension, YML. Okay, this actually red hat extension you can add. Okay, now I'm just taking this content. Look at carefully what I'm just doing. Okay, so here I am writing vi 01 ping.yml file, or you can take nano editor also. Nano editor also. Okay, just right click to paste. Okay, don't type here. If you type here, you will not see proper spaces and all. That's why a good approach to use VS Code. 100% you will get issues or problems with the spaces only. That's why it's a good approach to type in such editors and always cross check with the formatters and then you start. Okay, Control O for writing, Control X for exit. Okay, now the command is actually ansible dash playbook and the file name 01 ping.yml. This is a command. How to execute the playbook? To execute the playbook, file name.yml. Example you can see. Okay, it's actually going to execute. Look at here, I'm just pressing enter. Okay, now see, just observe first of all, what is actually starting here? It's actually play. Okay, the play, this is ping playbook. It's actually saying here. Okay, this is ping playbook. First you will see your name, then next task, gathering facts. If you observe, I did not mention anything about gathering facts. Okay, so here something like gather facts, we have tried false. Actually, I did not write anything here. If you don't write anything, that is actually true by default. Gather facts default value is true. Default is true or yes. That is, it means executed every time. It will fetch OS information. Okay, so gathering facts. It is fetching some details and saying okay. That means it is able to fetch the facts. Okay, then it started executing our task. What is the name of the task here? You can see ping module usage. Okay, you can see the message here, ping module usage. Okay, it's showing okay, means executed successfully. Generally, you see okay, changed, unreachable, failed, skipped. Okay, here you can see that is actually rescued, like you can see multiple options. Okay, so in case of failed, we have to see the syntax. Unreachable means system might be down, node is actually modified. Changed means some data is actually modified. Some file is created, deleted. Skipped means it's not executed. We can ignore because of some conditions not matching. If the OS is Debian OS, you do it like this. Okay, so like we'll see multiple options. I'll show them. Okay, now always you use -v 3 V's or single V, 2 V's. In case of getting more information, these are called logs. These are actually logs. What happened internally? Okay. So in case of, if it is working perfectly, no issue. In case of failed, then we have to see the logs. Then it will give clear message. Okay. Sometimes if you write a playbook, okay, it will tell, hey, it's not working. Okay. Then what you have to do? Okay. In case of any issues faced while executing a playbook, then follow this. Add verbose. This actually verbose. This V indicates verbose. Verbose in just overview with detailed and clear information. 3 V's: single V, double V, and triple V. Okay, always people will check with triple V. Okay, that's actually verbose here. Okay, you can even do syntax check whether your YAML file is actually following perfect syntax or not here. Syntax check. If it is giving no errors, that is perfect. Now let me show. This is just I'm typing VI. Wantedly, I'm doing a small mistake here. Pressing I insert mode. Okay, just I'm writing some space. Okay, here it is not showing any error. Escape, save and quit. Just wanted, I'm just doing here. Let me do syntax check. See, previously there is no error, it's given. Now it is saying, okay, so there is actually error. We were unable to read the either JSON or YAML file. It is saying, okay, these are the syntax errors we got. Okay, you can see. Okay, dash indicates something. It is showing here. Okay, line number 7 and column number 7. Okay, but there may be even elsewhere. Okay, but we are expecting here it could be the issue. Okay, it's actually before here. It's actually indentation issue. Okay, syntax check will check all the YAML rules. Okay, execute syntax check in case of any issues or errors. Okay, even this could be the reason. Actually, generally, first you check this, then third you check this. That's a better option. Of course, you check everything. Syntax check. Okay, that gives clearly where is the issue. Save and quit. Okay, so here, this is syntax check. Generally, we do dry run. You know what is the meaning of dry run? What is the meaning of dry run? You know, if the playbook executed, what could be the result? But don't execute. Just show me how output looks. That's actually called dry run. If we execute a playbook, what might be the result? But don't execute that. At nodes. Okay, just I want to see dummy output. Okay, how the dummy output looks. That's actually called dry run. Okay, that dry run you can just by using check. Okay, this file name, it can be anything. I just gave playbook here. That can be anything. Observe. So here, Ansible playbook ping.yml. It's a check. Okay, it's actually not executed. It looks like executed, but no. If it's executed, how the output looks like. Okay, there could be some error in that playbook also. Generally, dry run will never show errors. Dry run will assume that everything is correct and how the playbook output looks. That's actually dry run. Use check for dry run. Dummy execution to see sample output. Okay, most people use bit less this one. Okay, I want to see what are actually host going to get affected because of this playbook. Okay, in which machines that output is actually going to be executed. Then you can see list host. Okay, if we execute this playbook, I'm not executing. If you execute this playbook, where all it is actually going to execute, it's actually pattern is all. So it is actually going to execute it in these two machines, node 1 and node 2. See? Okay, let me just do edit sudo nano 01 ping.yml. Instead of all, here I'm writing web servers. Look at control O, control X. Okay, let me execute same. See, this time it is actually pattern web servers. It's actually going to execute here. Okay, if you remember host inventory file, there I mentioned. Here I mentioned in this file, host file, I have added a group called web servers, added a group called DB servers. This is a group name. Any name you can write, but same name we have to use in the playbook. DB servers. Okay, now let me again modify. Here, web servers I'm writing instead of that actually. Okay, app servers. Control X, Control O and Control X. Okay, now let me see list host. It is saying app servers, but warning could not match supplied host pattern, ignoring app servers. It is saying you mentioned app servers, 0 host found. That may not be possible to execute. Okay, that may not be possible to execute here. I just mentioned app servers. Okay, Ansible playbook 01 ping.yml. Saying same, skipping. Okay, so why it will skip? Because of it's not matching. Skipping that actually here. Okay, for practice purpose, you keep all and practice, no issue. Okay, I'll give some examples specific to those. So why I'm giving all this? So if you face any issue in the future, these commands will help you. Okay, I have multiple tasks. In case of multiple tasks, we can add step. I'll add multiple tasks later and I'll show step-by-step execution. Okay, so here I'll come for that. I'll add one more task and I'll show here. Okay, so as an Ansible user, I want to execute. Generally, this will execute like a remote user. Okay, so here I'm just adding something like gather facts, no space we need to give. Okay, I'm just mentioning some example here. So the remote user, you can mention it host level or else you can mention it task level. Okay, so here I'm writing remote user, execute like Ansible user. Okay, of course, by default, we kept Ansible only. You can see etc Ansible. It's a config file we have, Ansible config. There actually we set it's a bit lengthy file. In the starting of content, we mentioned the user actually type. Here you see sudo user Ansible. That means by default, it's actually executed like Ansible user only. No need to mention this. But if it is root, for example, if it is root or some other user, you want to mention something like EC2 user, you want to execute. Or something like sample user, future it has come here. You want to mention a remote user. So which user you want to effect this command? Okay, then you can mention here. For ping also, of course, you can mention here remote user Ansible. Okay, either you can mention here or here, of course, both also valid. Okay, again, if you want to see ping, I want to do in something like sample user. Okay, remaining task you execute like Ansible user. Okay, like this you can write here. Okay, so here, yeah, we can open with VA editor. Save and quit. Ansible playbook 01 ping.yml. Okay, it's showing some output. Hope you're clear with some basic rules. You understood this basic structure, everyone. What is this name, host, gather fact, remote user, become true, task, so that I'll enter into actual content slowly. These are all the rules only. Whatever we have seen, rules only. Now we have to start learning of one by one playbook. I'll show the use cases. Step I'll come. Okay. Once we go with multiple tasks, then you can understand the step. Clear so far, everyone? Just type yes or no in the chat box. You understood what is syntax check, general check, list host. Okay, I'll come to step later. Okay, let us start the examples one by one. I'll show. First, we'll start with working of files. Okay, what we can do, we can create a file, we can add content. Okay, we can modify some permissions, like we'll work on files here. Files operations, 3 dashes, working on files operations, host all. Okay, like this I wrote. So I have given all this content in the document also. I have updated. I'll give it to you. Okay. To make it bit faster, I can add gather facts is equals to false. Okay. Or no also you can keep just to execute bit fast, nothing else. There I will write tasks. Okay. The first task is a name. Okay. Let me show here. Observe. I want to create a file. I want to create a file. Look at the module name. Module name is file. Module name is file. Okay. Module name is actually taking where you want to create. It's a child. For this file, it's actually child. Look at this part. Only this part. Remaining all repeated content. If you learn individually part by part, you will understand very clearly. Okay. File is actually having two childs. File is something like a parent. Okay. Path and state is something like a child. Okay. You can use command also. Instead of command, I'm using file module. One task can be done in multiple modules. It can be executed. They have given some possibilities in the latest versions. Ansible latest versions, they have given, okay, you can execute by using shell module, file module, okay, or command module. Like we have multiple ways. Okay. Major ways which are used most in real time, I'm showing. A file is a module having a child called path and state. The path indicates this path, okay, is actually whatever you see here. Whatever the path you see, that is actually path in the remote machine. Okay, miss, managed nodes, not in our systems. It's actually managed nodes. Everything execute in the managed nodes. Remember, node 1 and node 2. Okay, what's actually going to do? Touch. Just it is actually going to indicate here. Okay, execute this touch command. Okay, execute touch command, and this is a file name. Let us do the same. Create one empty file. It's a file. I'm mentioning path, state. Okay, you can write something like home directory like this, data.txt. Okay, what is the meaning of home? User home /user /username. Okay, whatever you see, even no need of writing this one, even that's also valid. But always start with a full path. Don't write just data.txt. It's a wrong location. slash, okay, some OPT slash test. You have tried always full location. Okay, slash home, Ansible, and data.txt. Your wish. Anything, any file name you can write. Okay, let me take up to this and I'm just executing. This is okay. So here I just mentioned like this: save and quit, Ansible, playbook 02 YML file. Executing. Previously we have seen just okay, but this time it is showing changed is equals to 1. Whenever you see change is equals to 1, something is created, modified, deleted. It can be anything. Something is previously it was there, now it's not there. Previously it was not there, but now it is created. That could be anything. Change indicates some modifications came in the node. Look at this is another issue. Node 1 ls minus l. No, sudo su Ansible just now a file is created, okay, with these permissions. We'll see how to change that later. Okay, this is a username, group name, like this we have. A file is created. If you have doubt, still you can remove everything. ls minus l, you see nothing. Sorry, you only created. If you have doubt like this, look at, I removed everything. Let me execute again and see this. Created. Of course, in the two machines, it is created. Okay, a file is created. Look at. So that's actually file, path, and state. Okay, it's a empty file, right? It's a empty file. Cat data.txt. Nothing is there. I just want to add some content to that file. Let me create a task number 2. See dash exact below to this one. Indentation is important. And name. Okay. Add some data to file. Indentation is more important. Okay. Now look at. So here that is actually block in file. Block means some data inside the file. Okay. So if you want to add, first you mention what is that location. Same location it should be. Okay. You want to add multiple lines, then you add a pipe symbol. No, you want to add a single line, directly you write it. Okay. Block in file, path and block. Look at, I'm just adding block in file. Okay. What is a path? What is a path? What is actually block? Here I'm writing hello. Like single content. No, I want to add multiple lines. Okay. You can't add multiple lines directly. You have to write a pipe symbol. Then you mention what data you want to add. Like this. Okay. So here I'm just mentioning some content. Welcome to all. This is sample data from Ansible playbook. Like this I'm writing. Block in file and the location and the block. Okay. So I just added this content. Ansible playbook files.yml. Okay, it's showing something two changed. Come here, cat data. Now you see 3 lines added, perfect, but 2 more lines added. Did you see? Begin Ansible managed block, end Ansible managed block. This I did not write. Do you see? I gave only 3 lines. Your 3 lines were added, but also Ansible added 2 lines. That's a commented line. So no issue. It's a comment. So it won't affect any programming, any actual work. These are all commented lines. So Ansible is also adding two lines of comment. 2 lines of comment here. Hope you are following this one. Yeah, you have to remember this. Only by you practicing, you can remember. Okay, so this is a one. So first task is actually creating an empty file. Second task is actually writing some content to that. Okay, next I want to display the result. Okay, see, generally if we execute, if I say display the result, cat some file name, but this command will be executed where? In the node. So this data will be displayed here. Okay, so this is node, but I want come back that result to master. Okay, see, look at carefully. Here I'm writing a playbook. This is actually master. Okay, this is actually managed nodes. Okay, here I'm writing a playbook, just a simple playbook, cat some file name. Where this command will be executed? This command will be executed at managed node. So here, that cat and file name. But I am at master machine. I am at master machine. I want to see what this command output is given. This output, I want to get it back here and I want to see. You're understanding my point? Execute the command in managed node, but get the result back. Get the result back and store here. Okay, then we have to create a register. A register is a temporary memory that holds the result of a command. Listen carefully. A temp memory at master to hold result of a command from managed nodes. Okay, so register is actually stored. Then how can we print? Okay, we have to print by using debug where. Okay, so this is actually to store the result and this actually to get the result. Okay, whatever the name, you can give a register name, any name. Hello, you can give that hello.stdout. If it is actually multiple lines, we used to write something like lines. Okay, so we can write even like lines here or stdout. Okay, understand this point. Observe very carefully. Now task number 3, name display file data. How to display? This time I'm using shell module, shell command, simply cat. Okay, shell module I'm using. Provide your command. Shell, just a command. Cat, and this is a file name. Okay, executed. Where it's executed? In the managed nodes. That's it. It will execute. No need to write anything else. But the point is, I want to get it back to again. Okay, you execute here. But what is the output? I want to see it. I want to get it back. Okay, get the result back to master. I want to see, because I did not create the file. Then what you can do, you create a register. Okay, I'm just writing a register. Okay, my data, my file data, like this I wrote. Okay, but what is there in this register? I want to see. I want to see name. Okay, read data from register and print at console or terminal, whatever you call here. On this black and white screen, I want to print. Okay, this is actually storing the data, executing the command and storing the data. Execute the command and store in this variable. Okay, store in that register, but I want to print it. Then what we have to say, debug where, what is the name of the variable? This is the variable. You can write, okay, you can write stdout, standard output. Stdout, it's a fixed word. Standard output is a fixed word. Or you can write even lines. Standard output, multiple lines output is there. You have to write. Just I'm showing this one. Stdout. See, this task will execute the command and get the result and store. This task will print at the console. Standard output means this one, black and white screen. Let us see. First time, if you see, you will feel a bit complicated, but you have to practice. Write with a pen and paper. Type with a machine at least 1 or 2 times. Next time, if you see, you say, yeah, I know this. Okay, very first time, if you see, this actually complicated. Compared to bash script, this is very easy, sir. If you feel this complicated, later I show bash script. Then you will feel, sir, YAML is really great. Okay, bash script, you have to write a code, sir. But nowadays, people recommend Ansible only. Ansible, playbook, files. Okay, let me remove the files for clarity even. RM star. Nothing. No files. I'm executing now. Creating one empty file. You can see. Working with the files operation. Creating one empty file. What is the next thing? Adding some data to file. Displaying the data, but it's not displayed. It's actually stored in the registry. Read the data from register and print at console. Okay. So because of this, you got this begin Ansible manage node block, new line, welcome. This is a file content, sir. This is a file content. Okay. Welcome to all. This is \n means new line. It will display like this only. Okay. So this is actually reading the data from registry. You remember, you write any name here, but same name you have to define. Must be same name. Sorry, right here I'll write Ajay Kumar. Yes, okay. Here also you write Ajay Kumar. No issue. Okay. Generally, we write some meaningful names. Okay. Register. You create your own name. It should not get complicated with conflict with other registers if you have already. Okay. It should not get conflict. Okay. Same name we have to provide this. Okay. Now I want to execute this task step by step. Let me execute this task step by step. ls minus l, no files, right? Okay. Hyphen step. Look at this step. Let me execute the first step. Let us see what will happen. Second step, let us see what will happen. Third step, of course, that is actually nothing it is doing. And fourth step, I can execute step by step. Okay. Before entering this step, look at the ls minus l. There is no file in the managed nodes. Okay. I'm executing in the master. Blue indicates managed nodes. Orange indicates master. Pressing enter. Okay. So create one empty file. Do you want to continue? ls minus l. Yes, let me continue. I'm pressing Y. Y. This is executed. Okay. Again, it is asking add some data. Do you want to continue? Before that, look at ls minus l. File is created. Cat data.txt empty. So that means this is executed. Add some data to file. Do you want to continue? Look at add some data file. Do you want to continue? Yes. Okay. Display the file data. Do you want to continue? Before to that, look at the cat. For understanding, you can execute this step by step, yes, it's actually printing the data. Okay, that is actually use of step. Are you clear so far? Understood what is the meaning of step and this complete content? What is the meaning of this file, block in file? You can execute everything as a shell. Shell is a basic module. We have upgraded modules also. I'll show all the cases. So many examples I wrote that actually covers almost all the possibilities. Okay, this is a first example. Shall I continue? Any doubts in this? Yeah, only one thing you have to practice. Then only you can remember. No other way, sir. First time you're looking right, looks a bit complicated. I can understand. Okay, divide, learn. Okay, observe. The block in file is used to add some content. Is used to add or modify data to a file. Okay, it takes two things. One, location of file, where to do. That's actually by using path. Second, data of file. That's called block. Okay, so if you want to add multiple lines of content, see here, block in file. Block means what? Data. It's a data, file data. This is a block. This is a file block. Okay, generally you see block means it's actually data of a file here. This is one block. This is another block. You can divide actually like that even. Okay, block in file. So whenever you write pipe symbol, that means I'll add in multiple lines. I'll add in multiple lines. See, I'm removing this. Okay, from one line data. Like this, I'll take. I'm adding this one. Sorry, this is not V8. Control O, Control X. Ansible playbook 0 to files. Okay, single line. One line. Do you want to add one line? You directly write here. Block and you directly write here. No, sir, I want to add multiple lines. Then add pipe first of all. Okay. Line 1, line 2, line 3, so on. Your wish. How many lines you want to write? You got? And this shell is actually executing the command at a remote machine, but the output is actually stored in the registry. This registry is created at master. At master. Debug and var is actually printing. It's nothing else. Debug and var, it's actually std out is actually for printing. Okay. Now let me show second one. Changing file permission and ownership. You remember chmod and chown commands? Now I want to do. First we'll create a file, then change the file owner. Okay. Name, that's actually become yes true root user, become user root user I want to execute. Okay. So our remote user also you can write. Okay. What is the path? What is the owner and what is the group for this file? Okay. So here you can mention like this. While creating the file, you can create a state as a touch and you can use some mode. Okay. So here in the same file also I can modify, but I'll just show one more. 03 file permissions .yml. This is for chmod and chown. 3 dashes. Name. Create a file with permissions and group owner details. Host, web servers. Okay, let this be. Now first, yeah, gather facts false. You can write to ignore this. Okay. Task I'm writing. The first one, create a file with permissions. I'm writing a file. It's a path. See, I can write like this even. Message.txt. Okay, message.txt. Here I mentioned. Now look at that's actually mode. Chmod. Chmod actually indicates mode. Okay. So the first zero indicates actually a file. Okay. So here 7 4 1 I'm just giving. Okay. Read, write, execute. You know, right? Read, write, execute. It's a 4 2 1. 7 means 4 plus 2 plus 1. That means for user, read, write, execute. Okay. 4 means only read for group. 1 means only execute for others. Okay, that's actually ch mode. So here I'm just uh, writing sudo. I think this is 04. Ansible playbook. Sorry. Ansible playbook 03 file operations.yml. Now, before to that, you look at ls minus l. Data is created with read, write, and read. It's a failed. Why it is failed? Is absent. Okay. Cannot continue path state absent. No, I want to take it present. I think it's taking default state as absent. No, actually, I expected this data.txt already created in this play. That's why I kept same name. It is working, but it's actually not there. I'm just saying it's a touch. You touch that. Yeah, we can change to data.txt. It is there, but I want to create a new one. Okay, now you look at, I want to show the differences here. See, the first one file permissions, it's a default permissions. This is I gave read, write, execute, read and execute. Sorry, I'm unable to copy properly. User, group, others. Okay, this is it showing Ansible and Ansible, right? I want to give some different names here. Change ownership here. That's a file path owner and group. Name, modify user and group details. Indentation is not correct. Okay, so here Observe. So under the become user, I'm mentioning a file and details here. Become, yes, true means become sudo. If you write here become true, executed sudo for every command. Okay, no, for this command I don't want sudo. Okay, here become user. Who is the user? I'm mentioning root user or EC2 user. What is the file? The path of the file you can see. Okay, there's a path of the file. Now next what we need to write here, owner and group. Owner and group I'm just writing here. Of course it's default to Ansible only, right? Owner, this one EC2 user I'll write. Group also EC2 user. I don't have any other users. You can just modify the existed one also, but I am just doing from beginning. Control and Control X. Ansible playbook 03 files. Is absent. No, not root actually. This is Ansible. I'll take. This is created by Ansible. Operation not permitted. Why? Unconflicted user host already exists. Huh? This is changed at 99. No. What is the issue? Ansible mode. Okay. Okay. Others cannot do any operations. Huh? Just 1 second. File is created or not? Let me see. ls minus l. So others cannot do operations. That's a issue. Temporal, I'll keep Ansible only. Again, if I create a new user and give the permissions and all, that's okay. Through root, I'll change it. This is a message.txt. Okay. It is saying this location is not present. I gave root again. Become user is Ansible. It will check in Ansible home. It's actually changed. Of course, by default also create with the same details, Ansible and Ansible. We could have changed these permissions. That's better. And try. Okay. So here we can change file permissions. This one, Ansible, type mistake. Okay. So this is the permissions. You can see the differences. And user and group details. I'm writing. Okay. So next, I want to create a folder directory, or else I want to rename the directory and delete the directory here. Look at the file, same command, state is equals to directory. This is actually going to treat, okay, this last folder will be created. This folder will be created. Rename the directory here. Just a command or shell also you can use. Command is a new one. Shell is an old module. Command is a new module, you can see. Okay. So generally command even supports like PowerShell also. Okay. Command env old file and new file. A simple command, it's actually executing here. And delete the file. State touch will create an empty file. State directory will create the directory. State absent means delete. The default state will be absent always. It's actually going to take, it indicates the file is not present. If it's not there here, look at, it's a file module and command module. Okay, I want to work with directory concept here. Let me show this example. 04, 3 dashes, name, working with folders. All. No need to become a root here. Gather facts, of course, false you can write. Task. The first task is to create a new folder. It's a file, path, under user home, Raghu, state, directory. You can see state directory. Now, let me write even other details. File, sorry. Another task, rename folder or file, of course, anything you can take. Command, env. You can give full typing path also here. That is my new data. Okay, so here next task I'm writing name, delete file, so delete folder. Of course, file also same, folder also same here. It's a path. Now it's actually renamed. Remember, this one we have to delete. This is not present. It's renamed. Okay, so here, sorry, this is under file, state, absent. Like this, I just typed. Under the file, so it's a directory and the command to rename. Okay, and this to delete. Control O and Control X, Ansible playbook. I'll execute this in step by step. Just I'm deleting all the files to see the output very clearly, nothing else. No need to delete every time. Okay. Ansible playbook 04 step. Let me execute step by step here. Look at ls minus l, no folders, nothing. Executing the first step. It's a not valid attribute. Post. Control O, Control X. Okay. Create a new folder. Okay. So I want to create a new folder, ls minus l, there is no folder. Ls minus l, there is no folder. Yes. Okay. So it's actually created a new folder. Cross check. You can see Raghu folder is created. D indicates directory, starting directory. Okay. Next. Do you want to rename this folder? Yes. It's a rename. Now that's Raghu is renamed to my new data. My new data. It's actually gone. It's a rename. Okay. If I press yes, okay, it's actually deleted. You can see here. If I execute complete playbook, before and after you see nothing, because it's created, renamed, and deleted. What is the output? Nothing at last. So that's why I executed step by step. If you don't execute step by step, after play and before play output is same. That's why I'm executing step by step. Hope you understood why I executed step by step. Okay, it's a creating, deleting, and renaming the directory. Okay, now let me show how to create a new user, adding to an existed group and deleting that. Okay, there is a module called user and username. If you don't want password, you can ignore. State present, create. State absent, delete. Okay, state absent means delete. State present. Okay, user name and state. First important. User name. Okay, groups you can add. Okay, you want to remove or you want to add, then we have to mention this. Append is equals to true. Okay, this is a password Raghu, but it's actually converted into unreadable format and created. Password underscore hash we need to mention. This is unreadable format hash. Okay, generally if we type username and pass wd, it will internally convert this, but this time manually we have to do. Okay, a password is actually converted into unreadable format while storing. Okay, if you don't want password, you can ignore this. Okay, so here look at this is sudo over permissions required become true. I mentioned users.yml user operations name create user add to group. Of course you can remove also. Okay, delete user, host all, execute as a sudo over become true, gather facts no, space task. The first task, create a new user with password. There is a module called user. Every user contains a name. It's a Raghu. You can cross check whether the user is present or not. Simple ID Raghu. No such user. ID Raghu. No such user. Okay. This is to create the user. Password. Password also I want Raghu, but this should be encoded. Okay. Password hash. This is a hashing algorithm name. It's actually taking. It's a password hash. And I want to tell, please create it. The state should be present. This is user creation. Username with a password and user created. Okay. Add user to what groups are there? Easy to user we have. Okay. I want to add a user to a specific group. Okay. Username we have to mention groups. Okay. You can give multiple groups also. And append is equals to yes. User name is equals to Raghu. Easy to user. Yes or true. Anything is fine. You can write even yes or we can write even true. Append is equals to true. Okay, this is a one. At last, I want to delete. Just very simple. Here we have to take the same. State is equals to absent. Name. Remove existed user. User module. Name is equals to Raghu. Absent. I'm just taking this one. No such user. No such user. Control O, Control X. Ansible playbook. Users. Execute step by step. If you execute everything, finally it will be deleted. So you can't see output. At last it is deleted. Actually, I'm just showing everything in a single playbook. You can separate them and you can write as 3 playbooks also. This is one playbook. Okay, this you can write another playbook. I'm just showing everything in a single one. Okay, step by step. Press enter. Do you want to create a new user? Yes. Okay, now command C, Raghu is created. But groups also only Raghu, but I want to add to EC2 user. Okay, do you want to add to EC2 user? Yes. Now command again execute ID. This time even groups Raghu and EC2 user also added. Now let me delete this. Yeah, here also you can see ID. Let me delete. Yes. Command execute ID. It's gone. It's gone. Clear? Okay. I want to install a software. See, if you want to install a software, we are going to use apt module, install, uninstall, update, apt module or M module. You can even use DNF also in case of Fedora types. Okay. So here observe apt module and M module. Apt module is recommended for Debian or Ubuntu. Okay. M module is actually recommended for Red Hat or CentOS. Yeah, Mac also I gave. If the Mac is actually you're using, that's called Homebrew. That's a package manager, Homebrew. And finally, you can verify by using a general command mvn version. Store the result. Actually, that mvn version will be executed in the node. I want to get the result back to my master. Store the result into a register. But this time, this is executed in multiple operating systems, right? Multiple machines. So std outlines. Okay, outlines, I mentioned std out underscore lines. So multiple machines versions will be given. It's not like a single file output, multiple. So here I'm just writing the same. Look at. So generally, if you are using apt, we have to update the operating system, update cache, yes. Okay. Of course, for M also you can do, but by default, it comes with updations. Package, Ansible package manager, MGR. This is actually predefined word. Can be apt Ubuntu, M Red Hat, CentOS, DNF Fedora, even Amazon Linux. Amazon Linux even comes under M category. M also supported with the Fedora features. Package. This is a predefined key. Ansible PKG MRG. Sorry, MGR. Package manager. This actually going to indicates. Okay, I want to write a single playbook based on the package manager type. It has to do some task. If the package manager is apt, that means is this Ubuntu or Debian, then execute this. Okay, if it's actually if it's actually apt means yes, install. apt name and state. State possible present, latest, absent. 3. Present means install, latest means update, absent means delete. Okay. So let me write step by step. I'll show. Packages.yml. Install Apache Maven using apt yum dnf for installing Maven. All missions I want to execute. Yes, I want to execute all missions. Execute as a sudo permission installation. Just skip the gather facts. You can write no or you can write false. Anything is okay. Ubuntu or Debian flavors here. This apt. Okay. So here just update underscore cache is equals to yes. But when if this is apt to OS only, this is a condition it's checking. It is going to node and asking, hey node, do you support apt? If it says yes, then execute this. No, then skip. Then skip. When condition either executes or it will skip. Remember carefully. When is actually used to check the condition. If it is matching, execute. If it's not matching, it is actually going to skip. Okay. So here, update cache yes. Okay. So condition, this is Ansible package manager. Sorry. What is the value? apt. Install Maven for Ubuntu and subtypes. Apt name Maven. Okay. State present. That means install. But when you execute this, if you try to execute same in Amazon Linux, it will throw error. It says error. I can't execute apt. I have to say apt should be executed. If you don't write when, you will see error, sir. When Ansible package manager is equals to apt. Install Maven for Red Hat, CentOS, Amazon Linux. That's actually yum. Name is equals to Maven. Okay. So when Ansible package manager is equals to yum or Ansible package manager is equals to DNF. Okay, though actually we write yum internally, it will redirect to DNF in CentOS, Amazon Linux. So we have tried that one. And what is missing? State is equals to present. Okay, so here observe, I wrote up to this. Yeah, we'll see even that register and all. Let me show up to this. Control O, Control X. Okay, just check mvn hyphen hyphen version and mvn hyphen hyphen version in the managed nodes. Nothing it is showing. Ansible playbook 06 step. Yes. Conditional check Ansible package manager app failed. Error while evaluating condition. Syntax problem. Line number 8. Is failed. What I wrote. Any type mistake? I don't think so. Space issue. Line number 8, it is saying first step only failed. I executed step by step to understand. Update cache for Ubuntu. Become true. I added. No, it should not be executed first of all, because that should say it's actually skipping. It should say it has to skip. It has to come to this category instead of fail. Let me see. I'm unable to read this clearly. Okay, failed. The conditional check package manager failed. Okay, the error was while evaluating condition app. Okay, Ansible package manager is undefined. Oh, it is saying this is undefined. How come? PKG, MGR, APT. I think it's gathering facts required, it seems. Without getting OS details is unable to execute. That become true, we have to remove here, it seems. For gather facts, we have to remove this. It should be there, it seems. Control O, Control X. Yes, yes, it has to gather the facts. It is saying now, it is saying actually updating OS the cache. Yeah, it is actually skipping. Facts required, sir. Without facts, previous facts are not sufficient. Okay, it has to get the OS details. I'm deleting this. We need facts. Means we need OS details. Okay, previous OS details is not fetching because I applied condition just now. Next time onwards, not required. Okay, install Maven for Ubuntu. Okay, no, it's also going to be skipped. Okay, no update Ubuntu because there is no Ubuntu machine. We should have created one. That's okay. And now install Maven for Red Hat or Amazon Linux. MEN version. No, yeah, let's execute. Installing Command C. Installed. Installed. Okay, So here, this one. Now I want to get the result back. If I execute MVN version, what is the output that I want to display even? Okay, we need to execute a command and store in the register. You can write shell or command, anything is fine, and display that result. Okay, so here, this one, name, execute maven version command. It's a command. What is the command? MVN version. That's it. Version. Register maven version details. Display register output. Debug where. Okay, so this time it's a maven version details. It's a lines. Ansible playbook. Mm. Facts required for this. So it got the result. Skipping 2 because OS not matching. OS not matching, skipping 2. So it's installing the maven and fetching the data. MVN version output. Okay, it's a multi-line output, not single line. That's why lines. Okay. Here in the document also, gather facts required. Okay, this is important. Okay, this we installed based on the OS type when condition to decide that. Okay, so I just want to show even installing Git if not exist and clone the repository. You can see a simple command. This is a command. Remaining all same here. Command git version, store them in the register, ignore errors. If errors are there also, please ignore it. Sometimes git hyphen version may give error if it's not there. I think it's already there. So if it's not there, it will give some error. Okay, if error is there, keep it true. If there is a error, okay, it will give some error code, something like 30, 49, non-zero. If it returns non-zero, when condition git check RC, okay, that's a non-zero, install that package. Okay, package is a generic module. It even takes care of any operating system. Okay, it's actually previously we used em. Sorry, we used em, apt, dnf. No, package is actually generic module. You can go for a package. It will take care of installation of a default one. Okay, you can see here, and cloning the repository. Git mention the repository and where to clone. It's a Git task. You can see here, a simple one. Okay, and next, installing multiple softwares. It's a VARs. We'll continue this one. I'm just showing what are the next operations. I explained up to 5th one. Explained up to fifth one. Still 5 more are there. Okay, you can practice meanwhile if you want. Installing Git, installing at a time multiple softwares by using a concept of loop. I want to repeat some operations multiple times and store in the register. That register also displayed by using a loop. Okay, and installing a software HTTPD static software, copy this index.html and start service. Okay, M to install HTTPD, copying a file, copy module is there, start the service. Okay, this is something like systemctl. Okay, so here we have service module to start, stop and all. Okay, we'll see this all one by one here. Okay, so practice up to fifth one. Practice up to fifth one. No, sir, I can understand remaining. I'll practice. Yeah, you practice all this. No issue. At last, once your work is done, stop instances. Okay, still I'll be giving so many modifications in this document. I'll be updating the notes also. Tomorrow we have no class. Monday. Okay, tomorrow you practice. I'm just giving some time. Okay, Monday. That's on 29th, next class. 29th May. Okay, we have no class tomorrow. Just practice this one. Okay, you need a lot of time to do practice. I'm giving time, sir. You're asking continuously, na? Practice. Utilize the time. Okay. Continuation, we see in tomorrow's class. If you have any questions, you be in the session. I'll update these notes and I'll come to your questions. Or else you can leave for the day. Just wait, I'll forget this updation. Yeah, you once ask your question.
All right. Okay. Morning. Yeah, I wanted to find out when you are doing the initial configuration, the CFG and all that. So supposing you are going to work on, say, 20 machines or maybe more, are you going to create each tab like this on the are you going to first open all the machines will be on? That's all the instances. Then just the way you did for the 2 nodes.
No, you are asking me to like that. Do we need to keep the machines on?
Yes.
Yeah, we have to keep the machines on in AWS. No need to connect. No need to just connect. You can close this. But to see the result, I'm just keeping here.
Right. Okay.
Just otherwise, just if you start and do the setup one time and leave it.
Okay. Okay. So they must be on. Okay. So the follow-up question to that is, now if they are on, can you do everything on the VS Code and use the terminal to execute your your
Master.
script, rather, on the master, rather than using the VI editor or nano editor. So we'll
Yes,
just do
you
it
can do
VS Code.
everything in the master. I'm just using VA editor. That's I'm just using this Visual Code editor just for easy practice and easy work.
Okay. All right.
Di-
Thank you. Yeah.
Directly you can type everything in the nano editor. Directly you can type, no issue.
No. What I'm saying is that can we just do everything on the VS Code? So what I mean
No,
is
no,
that
no, no. We
before
can't. We can't.
you create file, you type the files, the scripts, then below you use the terminal of the VS Code to execute the.
No. Okay. So I understood. I got it. Okay. Something like, okay. 1 second. Terminal, new terminal,
Yeah, something like that.
command prompt. Okay. So where is that file location? Downloads. I think that's I stopped actually. Then what we
Mhm.
have to do, SSH,
Yeah.
uh, SSH EC2 user at the
Hmm.
rate some master public IP,
Yeah.
master public IP, and we have to pass hyphen I
Hmm.
in the actually downloads. I kept downloads some that private key file, PEM file.
Yeah.
If you type this command, it will be connected here itself instead of mobile external.
Yeah. Yes.
Then once it is connected, of course, it is saying such kind of file is not there. Then you can execute here itself
Yeah.
Ansible playbook,
Exactly. Yeah. I just wanted to
playbook.
confirm that.
Then what is
Yeah.
the file name? For example, 01 sample.yml. Yes, you can do like that.
Yeah, because I just thought it's cleaner this way because you're not now copying and pasting
Yeah,
on
you
your.
you
Yeah.
can do that. You can do that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Jyotirmai, ask your question.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Your voice is a bit low.
Am I audible now?
Yes, better.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So I have a couple of questions, and one more thing is yesterday I practiced related to this Ansible.
Okay.
So one of my IP is not connecting. So I changed the IP name from web server to DB server. So I
Mhm.
just exchanged the IP address. Then the other one is connecting now. That first one which was connecting earlier, that was not connecting.
Yeah, that is actually some issue because of Ansible OS. I think Ansible. I gave in the middle some solution for you. You were there at the time. So if you're facing some issue, I just gave like this a solution. Someone posted like it's unable to connect. Do SSH copy ID, Ansible. Generally, we give public IPs, right? You give private IP and try to do that and connect and check it. You
Okay.
understood my point?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Try to check with the private IP of the node instead of public IP and check it. Still, if it's not working, let me know.
With public IP, I can able to connect with
Yeah.
both the
Public
node one and node.
IP, generally public IP you can connect, but sometimes the connectivity issues comes. Okay. Also try with the private IP and just see what's actually it is saying here. Are you able to connect? Then you execute any playbook like a ping, any ad hoc command you execute and see.
Okay. And one more question is how to uninstall the installed app using command.
State how to uninstall?
Suppose I have installed Maven or Git or Ubuntu or Java anything, right?
Hmm.
So I just revert that changes to be I don't want to be installed on that node one. By mistake, I have added. So how can I revert that changes?
This one. State is equals to absent.
Okay. So this
Use
command is also work as.
use yum module, package name. For example, you want Maven. Okay, state is equals to absent. Yesterday I shown state. State can be present. Okay, it will install the software. State can be latest. Already you installed some days back, but you want to update to latest version. State can be absent. to uninstall that. You got?
Okay. Yes. And another thing is like if I have installed maybe in Java and another thing, but I want to know that what are the apps installed in a single command. Is it possible?
Yeah, sudo yum list. You execute a command. Okay, that is actually yum list. Okay, this actually in case of playbook, you can write like this, that we have to store in the register. Okay, sample my data. Then you print by using debug. Where? Okay, sample my data dot stdout lines. Understood?
Yeah. So this is
Playbook
for
structure I gave.
yeah. So this is for Ansible. So if directly command, if we go for the Linux CLI and use any command is there to
Yeah,
direct.
yum list.
Okay.
Sudo
So it
yum list.
will.
Same Linux commands only we are executing through Ansible playbooks, but in the easiest way.
Yeah. Okay. So these are the questions I was having. Thanks.
Anybody having questions to ask? Issues to be resolved? Problems to be addressed? You once ask your question?
Sorry, one last one. So basically, it looks like whatever you can do in batch scripting, Ansible, you can use Ansible to do all that. So you don't really need batch script. So why do a lot of companies, still asking for like batch scripting? If I mean, it's obviously a little bit more complicated than Ansible, but it's like everybody still wants batch scripting. Why?
Okay, you asked really good question. Lot of organizations, though latest tools has come, they'll definitely ask bash scripting. Bash scripting is nothing but actually it's a programming way of writing the commands. Majority of the applications are implemented a few years back. At that time, such kind of DevOps tools was not there. Ansible, Chef, such tools was not there. At that time, even automation is done by using bash script. So to manage that, see, some organizations latest projects will be might have been created by using Ansible. Some old organizations might be created by using bash script. Okay, RS to know internals what exactly it is happening and to do in the future to make it better, faster performance and all, bash script also used. One is the reason is to maintenance applications might be there, old legacy. They might have used instead of Ansible bash script. Second, to have a good clarity and knowledge on scripting, so that in the future, if any such kind of tool comes better to Ansible, you will understand clearly in a better grip.
Okay.
That is the second reason.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. So now when you were doing your initial setup for all the machines, the CFG, the user and all that. So imagine you have a lot of machines. Would you be doing it individually like that? Or should you just do it when, for instance, you're using Terraform to provision your...
Yeah, we have to Terraform. We have to use Terraform.
Okay.
But as of now, we did not come to that stage.
Okay. Okay. So that's the best way to do it when we come to Terraform. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Thanks. Bye.
Yes, Prince. 100% you can say that. Even I'll teach bash script also. Okay. So, but first major priority content I'm teaching in the order. Okay. I'll not ignore anything, but my teaching order is a bit different. I'll go in that way. Okay. So practice all these examples. Okay. Send email to me. Sometimes I may forget your questions. I'll be just observing the WhatsApp and next day I'll be providing the solutions. But some cases you send an email to me always. Okay. I'll check mostly in a couple of days once. Okay. I'll be giving reply to that each and every question. Even I don't know also, I'll check it and I'll update to you. Please keep practice continuously. Don't ignore. Thank you for session. We'll continue on Monday. No session tomorrow. Next class is on Monday.